Hey there, and welcome to Google Sheets Basic. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how to add checkboxes and dropdowns into Google Sheets. So first, let's go to the Insert tab because we'd like to insert this. So insert, and then if you scroll down, you'll realize here at the bottom, there is a checkbox and a drop down option. So if you click insert and checkbox, you will notice that a checkbox appears and you can check and uncheck that box however you'd like. You can do that for one cell at a time, like I've done here, or if you'd like, you can highlight a whole range. So I could click on the top here to highlight the whole column of L, and I could go to insert checkbox and it would insert those checkboxes for the whole column. You also can do something similar. So you can insert a checkbox in one and you can use the handle here to click and drag that checkbox down for however many cells you'd like that checkbox to be. So that could be super useful for keeping track of data and checking off and on. All right, so that is checkboxes. Let's talk a little bit about drop downs. So we're going to again go to insert and we're going to go to drop down. Now, when we go to drop down, what happens is we get this data validation box that pops up here on the side. And that is another way that we can get to a Dropbox. So if we go to data and data validation, we can get there in the same way. So either insert and then drop down or data validation. It will open up either one. So let's go insert, drop down. Okay, so now it tells us what range we'd like to apply it to. So one box or a whole bunch of boxes. And remember, you can choose this right here to select a data range. All right, so then our criteria is a drop down. Now, if you'll click on this, you'll notice that there is a whole bunch of different things you can do for data validation, but we're going to focus on drop downs today. And then we quite simply just tell it what options we'd like for the drop down. So maybe we want to put whether this student is an upperclassman. All right, so we're going to put one that says upperclassman. And then, of course, we would want one that says underclassmen. We can also change the color. So we could change maybe underclassmen to this, and we can change underclassmen to this. Just depends on how you want it to work. You can add another item, and you can add what you would like it to say. And you can click these dots here to drag and reorganize what order you'd like them to appear in. You can also click the trash can next to a value to remove it. You also have an option down here called Advanced Options. If you click on Advanced Options, you've got a couple of options. The first thing is to show help text. So this is super helpful if you have people who are going to fill out the sheet other than you. And, if they have issues or they're struggling to insert something or they're struggling to put the information in the cell, this gives them a sort of little help text that happens when they put their information in. You can also choose what to do if the data is invalid. So if somebody tries to enter information that doesn't appear on your dropdown, like they try to put in something that isn't an option in your dropdown, you can either choose to reject the input, meaning that you won't be able to put that in the cell, or you can just show them a warning and say, hey, this isn't really a validated data. This isn't really something you're supposed to put because that's not an option on the dropdowns. And then you can also choose how you want it to feel. So you can either have it be a chip, you can have it be an arrow, or a plain text. You can see how it displays. All right, so let's click done. And then you'll see the rule here. Value contains from one list. You can click the X up here just to close out of this taskbar, and you will see that you now have a drop down that allows you to choose what you would like. And when you put it in place, it becomes part here, underclassmen. You can also type and it will accept it if it is something that you have put in your drop-down list. And again, to do this, you can also click and drag on this cell to make it appear in more than one place, or you can do it for the whole row by highlighting the row itself. Let's say you get to this one and you would really like to edit this cell, like you would really like to change what the drop downs are. So here we can go to data and we can go to data validation, because again, this is going to get us to that data validation rules page. You can click on the rule that you've got and it will show you the options, and you can delete and change and do whatever you'd like to do. If you decide that a drop-down isn't what you want and you want to remove it, you just click down here where it says remove rule. So if I remove the rule, there's no more rules. If I close out of this tab, that now you'll notice I just have the